Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen the other videos I've made, but what I'm using is this sandpaper. It's 40 grit, really coarse, really grips everything. And what it is an adhesive backed sandpaper. So I thought this was pretty cool. It's going to help out quite a bit. And you'll notice it's not wide enough, but what we'll do is we'll cut a little strip for here. I'm going to go ahead and get us a nice little measurement here. And what I'll do is I'll just cut it a little bit shorter than I think. And that's more than, that should be enough. The gap you don't have to worry too much about, as long as this is on the drum. So let's go ahead and definitely not enough. Dang it. This one was about $20 on Amazon. I didn't cut it long enough. Okay. Alright, so we got our two pieces. Sometimes there's if you have like a seam, you can seam it down a bit, file it. It's one of my favorite tools for 3D printing. It's okay. Not the best looking drum, could have been printed a little better, but it's actually straight and it should do the job. So let's go ahead and make sure this is my guy. So let's pull the sticky off, the sticky back. You can see if we'll right here. So what we'll do is we're going to give us a little bit of space on that. We don't want it rubbing against the frame. See, sticky back works so good, I think, especially with these bigger drums. The smaller ones, when you get these kind of guys, these little 10 millimeters, probably going to be a little difficult, but I think I can figure that one out. Worst case scenario, you can always add a little bit of glue in there. That'll help. Normally I just use super glue on the back side and glue it on here, and they work really well. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to actually wrap this next piece this way. I don't want the seam to go all the way through. Just because of course I'm going to cut a little sliver off of it. Guys, these are just regular scissors. They're probably going to be done here in a couple more uses. So way too much. That's okay. I'll have another piece for the next one. See if I can save it. around that. Like I said, I want the seam to be on the opposite direction, opposite side. Bing, bada boom. Bob's your uncle. So, we're going to go ahead and do this now. I can see it holding up, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift it up a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and just make a good little line right here, right where it would lay down. And then you could do a little bit on the inside as well. And we're going to pull this side up too. I have a feeling that if I would rough up the points a little bit more. So before we do this, let's go ahead and grab some tape. What you're going to want to do is roll it around, grab your piece of tape, and pull. And you're going to want to make it as flat as possible. And wrap your tape around to help make it nice and tight. The tape doesn't really want to grab the sandpaper, so you might have to pull it nice and tight. Just like that. We've got a little bit of this one on here. Just see if we can get a little bit over here. Piece in here. And then we'll do this side as well. Tape out of the way. Alright, good. Let's go ahead and wrap it. You're going to want to pull it tight. Make sure it's nice and tight. And we'll just wrap it. Alright. I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes. Let that glue get all hard. Set this to the side here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get a rough measurement of my belt, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, so I got it all measured. It's actually going to be 94 inches in length, or 239 centimeters. So to make your belt, that's what you're going to want to do. And then what I'm doing is I'm actually going to go a little bit more than this. I'm going to go with I'd say 4 inch and 1/4, 4 and 1/4 for the overlap, and or let's see, 120 centimeters, or 120, excuse me, 12 centimeters. let me double check that. Actually 11 centimeters. Yep, 11 centimeters, or 4 1/4. So I'll see if I can put those in. Let's get back to it. What we're gonna do is, obviously, I explained this in my small conveyor video, but in this video, you need it to be, it's gonna be the same thing. What you need to do is you need to rough up the rubber, or the rubber, in order for it to adhere right. Now I could just go ahead and start adding it, and it would probably stick, but eventually the corners and stuff will really start to pull. If you want a really good layer of adhesion, you're gonna want to scuff up the material. Now it's the same thing as if you've ever fixed a tire on your bicycle, or if you patch a tire on a car. You're going to scuff up the inside of the tire for the car, and then you're going to patch it. and that allows the glue and the patch to really grab. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to use the cutoff from the 40 grit. It's probably a little too much, but I don't think so. I thought so a while ago, but it does it quick. So I'll speed this up. Okay, so I don't know if you could see it in the camera, but this side I haven't done on my right hand, and you can see how shiny it is, and then you can see how dull this is. Now what we've done is we've created microscopic grooves inside the rubber for the glue to get into and then grab. And what that does is it allows the glue to have something to grab onto. It's like primer for paint. What I'll do is I use this vulcanizing cement, and this stuff, man, it really works. And I'll show you how I use it and how to spread it on. But this was $10 on Amazon. You can get any from AutoZone, O'Reilly's, and these are all in America. But if I don't know what the local stores are in other countries, but if you have a local auto store where you can go buy, auto parts, lights, polishing supplies, oil filters, things like that, most likely they're going to have a can of this. So what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and get this going, try and get the excess off on the side so it doesn't just drip everywhere. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one side at a time. That way I have the opportunity to clean it up. So just go ahead and get some on there. And hopefully you can see. Alright, so go ahead and start spreading it out. Now what you really want to pay attention to are these edges here. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and I'm using this as a, let me go to move the camera. I'm using this as my flat surface. It looks like it's tacky, so I'm gonna test it in the middle here. Oh yeah, so it doesn't even feel sticky, but once it touches the other one, it's going to stick. So let's go ahead and get this. I can see my mark is right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and line it up. And we're gonna, oh gosh, don't fall. And then we're gonna line up this edge over here, and then we're gonna slowly work our way down. And what I'll do is I'll bring this flat piece over. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. And we're just gonna tap it.
This edge looks okay. Alright, like that. So I'm just using this as my flat. And then you can use your, where is my rubber? You can use this to mill it around, make it nice and flat. Now, the cool part about this glue
is it's good right away. Once it sits on there, it's solid. Make sure these edges are nice and good all the way around. What you're gonna notice is, let's check it. What you'll notice is you might have to trim this little corner off. This will really mess with you, so I'm gonna go ahead and start from low.
I'm gonna go ahead and trim it off. I'm using my big scissors. It's nice and sharp. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a good. There's a nice straight edge. Let's check the other side. The other side could be trimmed. So you don't want to go crazy. I can see my mark when I cut it. It may be a little tricky to get this started. You should do it.
So I like that. I think I'm satisfied with that. Now you can see the maybe I can zoom in again. Oh, nice. I'm still all new to this. So you can see there's a good amount of tension already, and we want that. We don't want it to be loose. We don't want to max out our tensioner right away. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and mount the motor, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick my drive through and push, get the motor on there, and then I'll probably mount it. I won't mount the motor first, actually. I shouldn't have said that. I will press on the roller onto the motor shaft, and then I'll mount the motor.